Okay, so I wanted to do a video today on the best ESV preaching slash teaching Bibles. I've been kind of been thrown into some roles that have to do with preaching and teaching, and I've been doing a lot of experimenting and really debating what Bible to teach from, and these are really what came up as my favorite Bibles to teach and preach from. And these are obviously opinionated, and these are also only in the ESV translation. So I'm not really an expert on other translations, and I wouldn't even say I'm an expert on ESV. But in my opinion, these are the best ESV Bibles to preach from. So this is going to be number 3, and we'll go to number 1. So at number 3, we have the Allen ESV NC1. So this is, we're not really going to look at the outside. Real nice cover though. Inside, real nice liner. I'll show you guys the presentation page and the information page, so you guys can look it up on your own if you want to. So here's the information. The Allen New Classic Reader's Edition. And this is just a absolutely phenomenal Bible. But more so, let's get into why I think it's great for teaching. So there's a lot of negative space here in this Bible, and this is going to make it very good on the eyes. So you can see that this isn't on every page, but since you have these references, you have a lot of negative space. This is not a verse by verse, but there's not a lot of room. Like, they really scrunched this down, and in my opinion, since this is so short, there's only a couple words on each line. So look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 words on this line, and that's just going to help you not get lost. At least it does for me. So I read, all Israel who provided food for the king. If this line is longer, I may reread that, and maybe that's just me. But I've seen a lot of other people agree with me that the shorter the line of text, the better it is for the eyes. And you're not going to skip a line. You're not going to go back a line or anything like that. So negative space compared with how short they make these margins is really great. Also, you have a lot of room between these lines, if you can see that. There's a lot of space between each individual line. That's also just going to be better on the eyes. Okay, there's not really much else. We're not really going to go into the rest of the Bible. I've done that on other reviews. But yeah, nice references. If you use those, you can underline them. Nice chapter numbers. Pretty easy on the eyes. So the R.L. Allen NC1 is number 3. Okay, at number 2, we are going to have the ESV Crossway verse by verse. This is in the top grain leather, synthetic liner, edge lined. Let me show you the information page so you guys can go and look at this up and see if you like it. Okay, so ESV, the verse by verse reference edition. I wish Crossway would make these in better leathers, by the way, but that's a whole nother topic. This is printed in China. So this is one of my favorite text blocks, and for a while this was my favorite text block, and some days it may be still my favorite text block. So this is just a great and underrated Bible for sure. This is verse by verse. You can see that these verse numbers are bolded, which just, even from this camera's, my phone camera is pretty far away, and you can see that you can still see these chapter numbers and verse numbers very well. So that's really nice. This is, they say, a 9-point font. I think it reads more like a 10, but they say on the on Evangelical Bible website, or no, I think I saw it on Crossway that this is a 9-point font. But once again, there's a lot of space between these lines, so it's going to read a little bit bigger, maybe like a 10. What is also nice is there's a little bit of margin room on the outside. I wish they would put a little bit in the middle, but I mean, it's not perfect, so it is what it is. I think the only difference, I think these have, every book has like a little introduction, if you care about that. I think it's pretty cool. Let me get through Isaiah. We'll look at the beginning of Jeremiah. Okay, yeah, so they have like a little book introduction. That's really like the only difference between these other Bibles. They have their references in the bottom right-hand corner, which is nice because if you don't care about these, you can just take notes right here. But this is just an absolutely phenomenal Bible. Just such a great verse-by-verse Bible. Okay. And at number 1, we have the ESV Cambridge Topaz. So this is just a lot of pastors use this as their preaching Bible. This is just such a nice Bible. Once again, we're not really going to go over the stuff, but it's a nice goatskin leather. You got a nice calfskin liner, edge lined. The information page I'll get to so you guys can look it up. You can buy these on Evangelical Bible. Usually you can find them cheaper on eBay or on Facebook, different Facebook selling sites. There it is. Okay. All right. There's the information page. And so this is really top notch. I mean, this is really, really nice. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a deep red as your chapter numbers. You're also going to have a red as your verse numbers, if you can see that. It's difficult in the camera, but I promise these are red. And then you're going to have a verse-by-verse layout. And you're going to have your references over here on the right. This is probably the best Bible. I would say it's really a toss-up between this and the verse-by-verse. The only difference, I would say, is that this Bible, it says it's a 10-point font text, but I think it reads a little bit bigger, maybe like an 11. But I think the text is just a slightly too big. Now, a lot of people would disagree with me because they really love this. But it is something to be aware of. Like, let me show you an example of why this is really great. I just taught out of this. Let's see if I know my Bibles. Books of the Bible. Hebrews and James is the next book of the Bible. Okay, so if you look at James 1, okay, so there's usually a good amount of space in between lines up in the top, which is really nice. And it just helps to teach out of, which is really cool. You can see all this negative space here, some negative space. Depending on how many references it is going to have more and less negative space. But other than the text size, if they just shrunk down the text a little bit more and put some negative space, this would be the clear winner. But I really think it just comes down to this and the verse by verse. So there you have it. Those are, in my opinion, the 3 best teaching, preaching Bibles on the market. Obviously, this is my opinion, and there's a lot of other good Bibles, but these are superior, I believe. So, all right, guys, hope you have a blessed rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.